So actually, since we didn't have time for questions for a lot of the other participants, if all of the speakers from the Pawpaw Around the World session want to just come up front, and then if the the audience has questions for you, we can just ask all of you all some questions that didn't have a chance to be asked earlier. So anyone from the Pawpaw Around the World session. So Benjamin, I see Emmanuel headed up. Yeah, there's Andrea, Marco, Iona. Right. Okay. So I guess just you can pass the mic among yourselves.
No, we want to wait for the questions.
Yeah, people will.
Okay.
If you have questions for any of our speakers from earlier, please just raise your hand and we'll come around to you with the mic and ask any of them questions you didn't get a chance to earlier. So I see one in the back.
What is the difficulty in getting plants and seeds between Europe and the United States? Are there a lot of issues getting stock shared between, or is it fairly easy?
Yeah, it's not always easy. I mean, the system is there to get a phytosanitary certificate, but sometimes it doesn't really work. So the customs at the border, because it's not so often for us, then they make trouble and they don't know exactly what they should ask for. So it happened almost once that they would destroy the cyanwood. Here it's difficult to get it together. There are not so many suppliers of special varieties, and then if you lose it, then it's a big pity. But it's possible. It's possible.
But I think it's just possible to send seeds and cyanwood, not plants in pots. Plants in pots, it's because of soil, it's impossible, I think.
I have a question for Marco. You were talking about the callus pipe method. I was curious, after you graft, how long you can graft it immediately and then put it right in there? Or is there a handling issue and you should wait 7 days or something? Or?
No, after you graft, you just put it immediately in the slots. So what is also at installation, I choose the slot distance, how the pots are. You put it in and it's just working, so it's going very fast.
I was curious for all of you, because pawpaws aren't as widely known in Europe, although it sounds like a lot of you are starting to get the word out and doing some festivals, but how did you do the marketing or get the word out about what pawpaws are to educate people in your areas about pawpaws?
Well, one of the things how we describe pawpaw is telling people that this species is the unique non-tropical species which within the family of Annonaceae. In France, for example, we have some overseas territories in the Caribbean Sea and the Guadeloupe and the Martinique, in which people eat a lot and know very well sugar apple, corosol. I don't know if maybe you have another word to designate this fruit. Cherimoya, etc. So, it's a way for introducing people to pawpaws. Say, you know this family? Well, pawpaw is the unique non-tropical fruit from this family.
Emmanuel, I saw a picture of your netting system under your trees. Can you kind of talk to us a little bit about your netting system and how it's working for you?
So for me, I didn't understand the question. Sorry.
Your netting system under your trees, right here.
Yes, the net systems for the fruit.
Yes.
Wow, it's something I did 2 years ago. it works pretty well. It's quite quick to be installed, but I think I'm gonna stop waiting for the fruit to fall naturally, because Pawpaw season in France, in my region, is too hot. You can't let half a day the fruit in the net like this. There can be a terrible sun and a terrible heat. So if we want to harvest the fruit after its natural fall, we should pick it up, harvest it every 3 hours. In fact, it's not possible. I think we have to change completely the method and to pick it on the tree directly. And well, but it's not easy either. But for the fruit conservation, I think we can do anything else.
Other, okay, yep, sure.
This is really a question for Ben Baquet, but he's not up there. Maybe you can answer it. He said on the Prima and I think one of the Shenandoah varieties, he was listing those as both being self-fruitful. Now, is he talking about that he thinks that they are able to pollinate themselves, or what was his indication by that? Does Prima tend to be a self-fruitful variety that doesn't need another pollinator or outcrossing?
So we know people which, like he said, like to plant only one plant in the yard. And there are those varieties which they successfully plant only one and they bear fruit. So it is working. We know for sunflower, for Prima, it's also Shenandoah, so fertile, but the pollination is better if you can plant 2 plants. Or like somebody said yesterday, if you allow one branch or grafted another variety, or I think also like in the Pawpaw patch, you can plant a half a meter away, another one, and they grow together, the canopy can be, and it's also a solution. But it's working. Self-pollinating varieties are really bearing fruit.
Thank you. Now, this is a $1 million question applied to all of you. Well, I'm impressed with you all guys, all the effort. Now, he said, what happened in another 20, 50 years down the road? What's your outlook in your market? Well, in America, we already go through that about 100 years. And you guys, is what, within the last 10, 20 years, maybe? So what is your outlook? I mean, outlook on that, what's the future with Pawpaw? You don't want to put everything in one basket, right? So what your plan in 20 years?
So we are promoting Pawpaw in Romania right now. It's becoming very popular. People come to our university to obtain fruits and also trees. So some of them, they start to grow some small orchards with Pawpaw. So we hope on the future we'll start to have Pawpaw also in our groceries and so on. So,
well, we hope this trend keep going.
Yes,
But in my experience, when everybody tastes it and say, "Well, I don't care for it," that some people want it. Like everything else, like our apple, Honeycrisp is one thing come to my mind. When the first time came out to the market was the top. Now you can see the price going down to the bottom. So can same thing apply to Pawpaw? Just come and go. Does it worry you guys, or what's your plan?
Still, we don't have that in mind because we will still do this promotion all the time until it's getting popular and people will start to do also products with this because we also promote some products. We want to show them what they can do with these fruits. We have also in a YouTube channel where we educate people how to grow pawpaw, how to make also some products with pawpaw, so they can just access that these videos and learn what to do with these plants. So we'll see in the future.
Yeah, that we're always waiting, we'll see. Right now in my little circle, I find most of the people want to find out, buy it, and it's curiosity. I think in Europe, more likely because it's American fruit, maybe that's one of the biggest draw. When that's, being find out what is it, just, that's like other fruits too. Okay.
So from my point of view, I'm actually coming from ornamental plants. So I like the pawpaw because it has a nice canopy, the flower is also interesting and nice autumn color. But yeah, very important it is the young plant quality. So if the young plant quality and the spot is good where you potted, it is a perfect plant for a garden. It's not a too big tree, so you can prune it also, and it's not sensitive to any diseases or don't have any pests all place. So it's people like it because it's ornamental, but then what is also beneficial, you don't need to spray it. So people would like to grow also part of the food themselves. It's their awareness possible to be also self-efficient, but that's not really possible. But in autumn, you can pick some of your fruits, your own fruits, and it's very healthy, it's delicious. Okay, we know some people like the taste of the fruit, some don't. But it's a kind of fashion or also for people to try new things. I think it's still not spread so much all over that they will stop it. It can happen in the future. They say, okay, we search for something new once. But there is a potential, still a lot of potential.
I would just like to answer your question, what if price will drop, you also asked. I think this will never happen to pawpaw because it's very hard to propagate, very hard to grow, very hard to bring it to the customer. So you will never have it in my country. We will never have it in big shops for more than 1 or 2 days. I don't have problems to sell actually any amount of fruit because last year I didn't need to do any advertising. Just old customers are calling me. They are calling me already now. If I have, let's say, some fruits left, I just put one advert on Facebook and it's sold for a few weeks ahead. So I think this is and it's also, as Marco said, it's very good plant to have it on your backyard, in your garden. This is a niche fruit, so I think it will be always demand for it. And also production costs, from my perspective, are, when you have established orchard, are smaller than compared to, let's say, apples. You don't need to spray, you don't need to prune so much. You need to pick them up more regularly, but okay, something you need to do to get them.
Well, and if it happens were you talking about, when we are talking about prices, you were talking about prices of fruits or grafted plants? When you were saying that the market would collapse one day, you were talking about the fruit prices or the plants, grafted plants prices?
Yeah, I think to do with when the market is saturated, I feel that pawpaw have better chance than other fruit because the culture practice much easier. And why the price drop when your curiosity is over? I taste it so okay, there's something better, but if you can grow it, anything you get from your own tree, I think that will keep the interest going. I find that out, yours always better if from your own tree, it tastes better. That's kind of nature, human. I think you can keep it small.
Yeah.
I think eventually overproduction happens in most agricultural crops, and 50 years from now will not be like this year. But let's get through the next 10 and 20 years. Things will start to change. Oh, I'll be gone. My question is regarding snails and slugs. We don't have that problem here in the US. But boy, that appears to be the major pest problem in Europe. I wonder why that is. I mean, I guess it's different species of slugs and snails than we have, but there's just, on the West Coast, there's been reports of some problems with slugs. But in the native range of Asimina triloba, we don't have that problem.
Oh, in my area, we have, I will say 2 square meter, but it's 20, if you go by night, it's 20 slugs per square meter. This is the density of population, and they are not native, they are invasive from, I don't know from where, I think it's from Spain, this size, red slugs. And they have no enemies, instead white chickens. In our area, no other normal chickens and birds are eating our local slugs if they catch them, but this one not. So, and this is, I think it's problem also in Croatia, in our area. But they need more water. They need, in such a weather like now, they will be in the ground. They will waiting for to weather and to get rain. And when it rains up, they eat everything.
That's a good idea. But actually, they came with a huge production of vegetable salad, field production from Spain. So in boxes, they travel it all over Europe. And now, like Andrei said, there is no natural enemy. So they try now with nematodes. This is also helping. So for agriculture, generally, that's a problem. So the real poison is not allowed. So it's a big problem.
You don't use iron phosphate at all to control? In England they do. That's organic.
Yeah, it is. But, with the first rain, then it's gone. You have to apply it again. So it is helping, but not really to eliminate. But the pawpaw is already, the new orchard, it's dangerous. They eat the bark off. So far, the plant can die off. Not only that eat the fruit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because that seems like a serious slug problem, especially if your chickens and stuff won't even eat them. But, here most gardeners, now this is just for home gardeners, so it's not a huge thing. But if we have problems with slugs, we'll put barriers around the garden, like beer and stuff. Could you put I know this may sound stupid, but like PVC pipes cut in half or something and fill them up with beer and make a thing around your garden? And get rid of all the ones in the garden? I don't know. Maybe that's crazy.
That's possible, but
some kind of natural barrier,
That's really waste of beer. I'm sorry.
Well, maybe even like a barrier thing of salt. People do that too for slugs.
Yeah, there are possibilities. You can put salt is dangerous. You can do copper strips. It's also possible, or ash. It's also possible. There is also from Miscanthus giganteus. like a straw. They cut it very tiny, and then it's too sharp that they would crawl over. It's also shells from eggs smashed. They also don't like it. It sticks to them. Yeah, but then a strong rain comes and floods everything away. So it's partly a solution. You can do this, but then also if you have these barriers, then grass is growing over and they have bridges. So it's it's not so easy.
And they are fast. They are quite fast.
Yeah.
They're not slow.
Marco, how long did you heat the grafts for?
The grafts, I heat them for 2 weeks. It's enough.
Thank you.
Iona, you had a baked good with choke cherry in that. Is that aronia?
About my products?
Yeah.
We use
Pawpaw baked
we use aronia in ice cream with Pawpaw because Pawpaw it's very sweet. So some people they don't like this sweetness. So we try to put aronia inside, and also we have the color is more interesting for them, and also the taste. It's not that sweet.
And is that what you were calling choke cherry or choke berry? I mean,
Yeah.
That's aronia. Okay.
Well, I don't see any other questions. If anybody has any last question, wave your hands. Oh, I do see one up here. Okay.
Yeah, this was for Andre. When you're selling silos from wherever, is there rules in Europe, like from Croatia to Slovenia? Like, are you just allowed to put it in the mail and that's it?
Yes. Inside European Union, Croatia is in European Union. I can sell without anything.
Okay, so
also to France, to all countries.
Okay, so you just put it in the mail and it's...
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
was my question.
No checking.
All right, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you. This question for Iona. When you grow the corns along with the pawpaw to attempt to do a natural shading method, did it affect the pawpaw growth, or did it work, overall? And how long did you do it for?
Yes, it's a good method. We come with this method because some farmers, they don't want to spend so much money for the shading net. So we come with this idea, and it works for small plants because when the summer comes and the sun is strong, the corn will already be bigger than the plants. We also use some now because the plants become also bigger, they grow. So we use some taller varieties of corn.
Yeah, did you do a control where you can see that whether it affects the growth of the pawpaw itself? Because it's competing with nutrients and all that stuff.
We did some research. We analyzed the plants without corn before to plant it, and in July there is the period when the radiation become toxic for the plants, and they start to have burns on the leaves. So we try to plant the corn in spring to have to be big already in July.
Thank you.
And
Any other questions? I've heard that they're starting to unload lunch, so I don't think it's ready quite yet, but they're here and starting to put it out. So we'll go ahead and break, and that'll give you some time to go to the restroom. And if there are still vendors set up, there should be a few vendors still during lunchtime to go and visit the vendor tables. We'll start again at 12:45 after lunch.